Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I'm at my friend's house right now, so that's why you got the new setup. That's why you got the nice lighting. That's why you have the what we got is Curtis Cokes versus Jose Napoli. So I've never seen this fight, but I've heard much about it. So I'll probably watch it at some point. But yeah, that's on television right now for those of you who may ask. But in this video right here, we're going to talk about Luis Ortiz. We're going to talk about Deontay Wilder. It's been reported that the fight is official for March 3rd, Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York. Big fight. We'll start with the Wilder side of things. Wilder Ortiz represents that first real credible opponent for Wilder. Top level credible opponent for Wilder because he's been desperately in search of that. And he seems to have, judging by his last fight against Stavern, and albeit it was a Stavern that was inactive, judging off his last fight against Stavern, this is a Wilder that seems that it looks like he has lots to prove. Looks like he's very motivated. Looks like he's just flat out pissed off that the things have happened to him the way they did. But at the same time, there seems to have been a bunch of funny business with the WBC. So before anything should happen in the boxing world, before anything happens with this fight, because it just seems like that on the WBC on their end, when it pertains to Wilder, it seems like things just keep happening and keep happening and keep happening, and stuff can't happen. So I'm calling on the WBC, man. Should anything happen with this fight, like I'm using this video as a reference that you guys need to let this fight go on, or regardless of what happens. Wilder has came out and he has tried to allow this fight to happen, like with Ortiz and the pain medication thing. Like you guys took the fight away from him so quickly, and it was like Jarrell Miller was saying that you guys knew in advance what you were going to do, and then not even a month after the Ortiz Wilder fight, or Wilder Stavern, I should say, not even a month after that, the dude gets reinstated within the rankings, and then here now we're in January, not even 3 months removed from the actual initial the date of the initial fight, and the fight's already scheduled. So it just seems like there's a bunch of funny business going on between the WBC as it pertains to Wilder. And should anything happen, there needs to be a government investigation. There should already be a government investigation into WBC, because it's just the lies, the deception, the way they've conned the fans to maneuver certain things so that Wilder, it seems like Wilder could have they could have Wilder in a more favorable situation. It's just wrong. Stavern didn't deserve that shot against Wilder. And, Ortiz had his shot and they busted him for pain medication, which is whatever, because I guess he didn't report it and whatnot. But then to reinstate, they broke their own rules in allowing a guy who hadn't fought in almost damn near 2 years to get a title shot. So that they broke the rule there, which I thought was very suspect. Then they reinstated Ortiz so quickly, and then not even 3 months, not even 2 months really, because no, two months and some change. So 2 months and some change after the initial fight date between Wilder and Luis Ortiz, which was November 4th, 2017. The WBC and both fighters already have a fight in place. So it just seems like there's a bunch of shadiness going on all sides. From the WBC, from Wilder, and I'm not even gonna lie, man. Like I like Luis Ortiz, but it even seems like he seems to be playing along with what's going on, because that's just how the game goes. But I'm happy the fight is made. Just all the corruption aside, all the other stuff aside, objectively speaking, this is a great fight for boxing. This is great for the heavyweight division, because Ortiz has been yearning for a big fight for quite some time. He's needed a big fight for quite some time. And 3 years ago there was a point in time where he looked like he was the most skilled, the most dangerous, and the best heavyweight in the world, and that's when nobody really wanted to fight him. But now that he seems to have slowed down, now that he's the father time and age and life has caught up to him, he's now going to be a more selectable opponent for these guys. So I still think he's going to give Wilder some problems, because Wilder, if you go back to the Gerald Washington fight, right? If we can go back to the Gerald Washington fight and what we learned from Wilder watching that fight, and I know every fighter is different, every fighter moves differently, every fighter throws their punches differently, but if we can go back to what we learned in the Gerald Washington fight with Deontay Wilder, it's that, a guy who's his size that can jab can give him problems. That's what we learned. That was my main takeaway. Although Wilder came back, he stopped him. He did what he had to do. Like, that's the main thing I took away from that fight, is that a guy his size can can jab him. And while Ortiz isn't a 6'7" heavyweight, he is 6'4" and some change, and he definitely is bulky enough. And size wise, he's definitely not as tall as Wilder, but he's definitely wider than Wilder, and he has a kind of frame, the kind of build to give Wilder problems with that jab. So while he may not have the youth, while he may not have the as far as like that, like the youth and the sharpness he used to have, he has the fact that, hey, I have boxing skills. I'm the more skilled fighter, and I have more experience. So he's got experience on top of experience on top of experience. And it's that experience and it's that boxing ability that's going to be his X factor in this fight. For Wilder, like, you're the younger man. Wilder's punches, they come really, really straight. You don't necessarily get a lot of hooks or uppercuts from Wilder. It's mainly, straight punches that come up the middle, but they're very fast. They're very precise. And gosh darn it, they hurt you. He has what they call that one-hitter quitter. That stuff that puts you to sleep and makes your soul burn slow. So stylistically, it's a great matchup. It's a fight the heavyweight division needs, and Ortiz is definitely good enough to upset Wilder. I probably won't be picking him to beat Wilder. I'd probably go with Wilder in this fight just because he's a younger fighter. I will be going for Ortiz, but I just think he's a little bit too past it, and Wilder should be able to get the job done with just the way he's at in his career. Him for just fighting recently, and overall, man, we never really seen like all respect to Ortiz, we never really seen him get hit or hurt, at the top level. So with that being said, when Wilder touches him, being as old as he is, how is he going to react? I'm sure he has the experience to know how to deal with these things, but you just don't know till the fight happens. So that's the news. Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. It's going to be a great fight, man. Stylistically, just a lot of good things about this fight that I like. And if Wilder, I know he's older, so I can already see the excuses coming if he does lose. People are going to say he's older, but I will give Wilder full credit. If he goes in there and he dominates Ortiz, let's say he gets him out of there in 4 or 5 rounds, then you got to start looking at him with a little more respect, putting a little bit more respect on his name, because Luis Ortiz is a guy that can give any heavyweight in the world problems. He'd give Anthony Joshua problems. He'd give Joseph Parker problems. He'd give any of these guys problems. So if Wilder is to go in there and be successful, then we got to give him respect, and we got to put respect on his name. And if you're not taking him seriously already for a Joshua fight, you better start taking him more seriously. So that's the news. Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz, March 3rd. 2018 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. So, should be a good fight. Let me know what you guys think. Can Ortiz, anything in his skill set, his jab, his boxing ability, can that give Wilder any problems, much like Gerald Washington did, or is he just too old? Is he too past it? And will Wilder ultimately get him out of there? Because it's an interesting fight. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Show your boy BT and True School Sports love on the YouTube, love on the Instagram at True School Sports on Instagram. Like I always say in every video, man, my name is Brendan Taylor, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.